Good afternoon and welcome to Titan Talk. We want to thank everybody. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Thanks for joining us. You got Lieutenant Coop here, and we got our lovely Mr. Talent, Lieutenant McFarland. We want to tell you guys thanks for joining us today. We appreciate you guys being here. Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. Today we're going to do our not shop talk. So we're going to try and avoid work for majority of it.
Can,
yeah. But, bring up just some regular stuff that we talk about, football, because McFarland is obsessed with it, and just some other stuff. So we appreciate you guys joining us. If you got anything to say in the comments, go ahead and throw it in there, and welcome.
Are we going to tell them about next week's schedule for everything?
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and bring that up. We'll bring a little bit of work into it. So next week, I think we said a little bit of it last on Friday.
I believe so.
But I will be on vacation. It's my turn.
Yep.
And despite me trying to back out of it, they're not letting me.
Not allowed to.
So we've pre-recorded a couple of videos this weekend on Sunday for you guys that I will be loading into YouTube to automatically come up on Monday and Friday at 2 p.m. So you guys get some content still. It's one of them is something that's kind of near and dear to us, just so everybody has that stuff.
Yeah, we're guaranteed.
Diego,
to be on
we
time.
pre-recorded, so you don't have to worry about that. And he goes, I'll keep your seat warm. The reason being is because I'm leaving, I'm taking my laptop with me, so that way I can still respond to emails. And if an absolute dire need pops up, I can still help as best I can. But because I'm taking my laptop, it has everything they need to do this. So we're doing pre-recorded a couple of videos for you guys that we can put out on those days, so you guys don't have to worry about that.
Guaranteed to be on time those 2 days.
Well, as long as everything uploads correctly.
Yeah.
So
True.
But other than that, Chiefs played Sunday.
They did Sunday night. We had some.
It was at the Titans,
I'm
wasn't
sick.
it?
Monday morning call-offs this morning after the Chiefs game.
Wasn't
Yeah,
it Titans?
Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had an
Real-
abnormal
you should
amount
be
of
proud I knew
morning
that.
call-offs. I am proud. We had a couple people call off this morning that were a little under the weather. May have had one too many adult beverages at the game. Please remember, if you have a shift after a Chiefs game, do your best to be there for it. So
and that's something that we run across with holidays and sports and stuff like that. Is you will almost always have a couple of people that call out because they went a little too hard.
Yep.
It happens. With life, but you have to account for it, guys.
Yep.
You have to be able to say, hey, I have work tomorrow. I probably shouldn't get plastered.
yeah, or maybe a couple of weeks beforehand, be like, hey, I got tickets to the Chiefs game. They can't hear us.
I had a technical difficulty.
Uh-oh. Are we back?
It looks like we're back. We good? All right, we're good. I don't know what that was.
It happens. So
Diego says I got to be dying to call in. That's
good. That's the mentality we like. No, if you're sick, and we'll go over it in one of the recorded podcasts. If you need just a mental health day, you'll see it next week. We talk about doing some maintenance, and I don't want to jump into it because we have a whole long podcast about it. Those ones were a little longer because we came in on Sunday yesterday in the morning, and we didn't have. We had some guys holding down the fort for us on the weekends normally, but we still. We plug in every weekend, but it was nice to come here in a more of a enjoyment atmosphere.
I think we spent about 2 hours total getting everything set up, doing the recordings and everything.
9 and we left around noon, so yeah, two
and a half hours.
Two.
I think we had each video is probably going to be right around 45 to 50 minutes, just under an hour. So
if you like listening to us blab like you guys do, we're pretty good at it. But no, we cover some good stuff. So. But, so I fell asleep in the fourth quarter just because I was tired and I knew how to be here early today. So, but then I woke up to overtime, which I went to sleep, kind of dozed off, had some nice, real hearty roast my wife made. Yeah. And so it was just like, it was a cozy comfort food and kind of dozed off because we were playing like crap. And then I woke up to my wife screaming at the TV, go, go, go. And we were in overtime. So... we ended up pulling it off, 20-17. The Chiefs, a W is a W, but it concerns me when we just kind of fall apart the second half and started off strong. Again, W is a W. I'm happy with it, but there's some really good teams out there that we won't be able to just kind of pull that one out of our pull a rabbit out of a hat there at the end of the game like we did. So, but Pat Mahomes is worth every penny.
I'll tell you. I know absolutely nothing of the game. The only reason I knew it was the Titans is because my phone popped up Sunday night. It said Chiefs won, and it was 20-17, and I was like, well, that's cool. Like, awesome, I guess. I'm not 100% sure.
Tennessee Titans. Maybe we should adopt their logo.
Diego says that he gave up on the game halfway through.
I mean, that's why I was dozing off. Like normally I'm pretty into it, but it was just kind of a second half is like, oh man, we could not finish a drive, so not to get too far into it, but not work stuff. What was the other thing I said we could talk about? Oh, this is a hot topic in my household. So my wife has started decorating for Christmas, which I love Christmas decoration seasons. You guys know this if you've been watching for the last couple months, we have been doing this a couple months, haven't we? We got to pay attention for our 1 year and do like a celebratory 1 year episode. That's a little ways away, but so it doesn't bother me. I like being festive and stuff. I don't really participate in the decorating process because my taste is terrible according to her. So tacky is the word she uses. So anyway, so she's been putting stuff up, and my little brother is just like, "What are you doing? What's going? It hasn't even been Thanksgiving." And I'm like, why do you care? You don't live there. And so I think if someone wants to decorate or not decorate, people, sometimes holidays are hard. Loved ones have passed or, that's just holidays are just hard for them. So they don't decorate at all. And, you don't see me rain on their parade saying, why don't you decorate? I think people should leave other people alone. I wanted to ask our audience, do you guys think it is acceptable to decorate for Christmas before Thanksgiving? So just a simple yes or no in the comments, maybe a reason why.
So real quick, I'm going to put a poll up. I figured out how to do this, by the way.
Nice.
I'm going to put a poll up and says, do you decorate for Christmas before Thanksgiving?
Yes or no?
And it's a yes or no. So we're going to put that in there, and you guys go ahead and give me the poll and give us your answers so we know what you guys think.
Yeah, I'd be interested. It's again, like the pineapple on pizza thing, either people like it or they don't. There's usually no in between. Some people are very adamant the day after Thanksgiving. First, that's a day of decorating. It used to be we would put lights on our house growing up. Usually,
see, I think
day after that the weekend after Thanksgiving.
I have a friend. His family always does it. Not always does it, but the way they did it is when they put lights up on their house, they actually custom made a little box that they hide in. And so what happens is like he just has a couple of like locks that he undoes and it flips down, and you've got Christmas lights all up on there, and then whatever holiday you'd use those on, so they're red, blue, green. Like the whole thing.
Like they hid the lights during the regular.
Yeah, and so when they're not using them, they just flip that up and it locks in, and then when
crazy.
And they unlock it and it comes down, and then they can just turn them on.
I've never heard of that. I would just leave them up.
That's what they did, and that's essentially what it is.
There's a saying or something for people that have Christmas lights on year round. Like they're a serial killer or something like that. I can't remember. My wife, because
his family's super nice, so I really doubt it.
Well, hey, those ones you got to watch out for.
I've been to his house. There's nothing wrong there.
There's no bodies in the basement.
No, nothing like that.
There's a house pulling into my part of the neighborhood. We live kind of up on a hill on a windy road, and there's a house when you kind of pull into my section. There's just one row of houses, and then you go off to the windy road. The very last house on the left has Christmas lights year round, and there must have been a timer they come on at night, and every time we pass it, my wife's just like, that's tacky. I'm just like, not everybody can be up to your standard, sorry. So, but my house is way too tall, and I'm too scared of heights. So we get like some of those icicle lights on my banister on my back deck. That's it.
Need to get you a 35-foot ladder and get you all the way up on that roof. And
no.
I helped a friend put some Christmas lights up one time, and I'm not terrified. Like my thing is that I'm not terrified of heights. It's thinking when I look down, I automatically think of the sudden stop at the bottom.
Yeah,
and that's what gets me. Is it's not the height. The height I look at it from a plane and I'm okay.
Well, me too. But that high up, it's instant.
Yeah.
My house is technically, because of the basement, it's 4 stories off the ground.
Yeah.
And so on one side,
that's what would get me,
because it's built into a hill. And so the people that lived there before used to rent a crane, and they would boom up and put this huge star up on the balcony hanging off the side. And no, not for me.
That's what I'm saying. Is I was helping a friend, and I think this was a 3-story, kind of the same way. It was built into a small hill, so he had it was 3-story on one side.
Usually
2 on
with
the
walkout
other.
basements, it's 4. Yeah, and so it's takes 2 20-foot ladders.
I was up on the roof, and he was handing me the lights, and I got to the edge where I was putting the lights up, and I looked down, and I scooted back, and I was like, nope, never mind.
Yep.
Scooted back to the ladder, waddled down.
Yeah,
nope.
I get real sweaty palms and uneasy. Like even like water parks growing up, when you climb the stairs.
Water parks never bothered me.
Getting to the top of the slide would be in a line.
That's not what got me. It was diving boards. because you got
Yeah.
that little ladder is all you got. Like if I've got a full stairwell, I'm good.
Yeah.
But it's that little ladder where you're climbing up, and that's all you got.
Right.
And you got somebody right up on your tail, like keep going, and you're like,
Oh yeah,
"Mm."
well, it's like those guys that go change the light bulbs on those huge
yeah.
towers. They
Oh,
get
yeah.
like $20K per trip,
No,
and they just like hook it and go up and hook
well
it and
over
go
that.
up. Yeah,
Those guys. So some of those guys will make 250 grand a year for changing 4 light bulbs a year.
that's insane.
And what's funny is when I
Takes
went
them
to
like 4 hours to get to the top.
when I went to electrical, that was one of the things that I had went to school for. So it's one of my certifications. And
That's
I
a
was,
hard no.
when they describe it, it's like, oh, it's not that bad. Like it's easy, and then you do the training for it and everything, and it's like, oh, this
Like
is
every
super.
3 rungs, you got to rehook yourself
Yeah.
in. I would just jump
And-
off that thing with a parachute.
Well,
at
it's
the end.
funny because
Screw climbing that
they
thing down.
teach you on a 15-foot trekker, and it's basically just a miniature one of those. You get
Yeah.
to the top, you
Very
undo the
miniature.
light, and you're like, oh, this is easy. And then the very first one they have you go look at, they take you out to one, and I was sitting here. It was 165 feet to the top of this one.
The ones I'm thinking of, like you can see the curvature of the earth.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, no.
they are.
Have you ever been
tall.
165 feet on a single pole?
Well, a football field's 300 feet, so that's not. I mean, that's well, yes, no, I haven't, and I
Yeah.
wouldn't.
That's
But,
what
like,
I'm saying,
I feel
though,
like
is
a
'cause-
scissor lift could get at least half that high.
But I'm saying 165 feet, and all you're on is that little ladder on a pole.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing.
That's
Yeah.
I was standing in front of it, and he goes, "This is the minute." He goes, "This is a little one," and I'm looking.
I was
up,
going
and
to
I'm
say,
like,
I've seen the ones that are like
Nope.
touching the clouds.
"Oh yeah, no, I've
Yeah,
seen those too.
no,
those guys,
thank you.
those are the guys that are making 300
Anything
grand.
over an 8-foot A-frame is too tall for me.
Yes, we're talking about light bulbs. Gary, to answer your question, we used to. I don't know if we still have any, but we used to have a military service pin that we would give out to anybody with a DD 214 that came in. But I haven't seen one of those in a very long time.
We went away from the pins.
Yeah, we kind of they look kind of tacky with some of the guys like me and McFarland who have a ton of them.
Yeah, like the full bird
So,
kernel with all the hardware.
I can see if we have any still, and for those of you guys who are in the military, we can see if we have any. We can get those out to you guys. So on those days, you can wear them, but it's not something that we
Oh,
do
for Veterans
anymore.
Day coming
Yeah,
up, yeah. That's unfortunate. Yeah, no.
I haven't thought about it since then.
The military was American flag. Foreign PD, I had the blue.
It's the blue with the black,
the
black with the blue line.
And then medical or EMTs.
There's the
had
EMT certification that has a two
Red
red
Cross.
I think it's 2 red stripes because there was the CPR one, which was the
Oh,
white
yeah,
with the
yeah,
red cross.
yeah.
And then EMT certification had
There's
one
a bunch of
specific
them.
one
I
too.
couldn't keep track of all of them.
Yeah.
but unfortunately, we kind of went away from doing that alone. Basically, when we changed our structure from like SSO, MSO, and all that, all that went with
we
it.
we also used to do stars for every year.
Your service, yeah.
Or every year of service. I'd have to have 10 or almost 10 now.
Look like an American flag on your chest.
I remember the first time I had a PD officer see the stars, and in Kansas City, in KCMO, a star is 5 years. And so the cop walked up to me, and I got 5 on my chest. And he goes, "You've been with
you're a
Titan for
little young."
20 years?" He goes, "That seems a little odd." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "The stars." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, no, those are for a year." And he goes, "Oh, okay." And he giggled at it. And I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, but I never had any of those. I had a kick-ass pin for
Yeah.
some going above and beyond the call for duty a few times. But enough about me. What's our poll saying? What do we have? Where are we
So
leaning
as of
here?
right now, we've got a poll that says 43% yes, decorate for Christmas before Thanksgiving, and 57% of you guys say no.
I'm always on the losing end of these. Just stop petitioning for them.
We're gonna leave this poll up the entire podcast. So if anybody joins in and you guys see it, go ahead and say something on it. As of right now, we're fired. Don't want to do that.
Is Leon firing us?
He is.
All right. That's
What do
fine.
we
I'll
think?
go home.
What do we think of a security company having their own SWAT team?
Well, special weapons and tactics, depending on how you apply that. I mean, yeah. I've actually talked to a former security officer that worked for us that
SWAT team ish.
yeah, it's not gonna be like the full blown SWAT team, obviously.
Leon says no.
Yeah, I can just see his chest pains. Could feel his chest pains.
and
for
you got to
that.
think about it is where at least the way I think about it is we're not cops.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going to be
We don't have that
responding to all the
authority.
same
Yeah.
stuff. We're not going to be doing that. We're there to take some of the minor stuff when it comes to trespassing and to help with the minor thefts and stuff like that. But anything that they're going to need PD for that's
we
going to
wouldn't have
require
the
that,
bandwidth to
we
even
wouldn't be able to
train.
do that. Yeah.
we wouldn't even have the bandwidth to train like that. So there's very seasoned police officers that get turned down for SWAT teams. So, yeah, that would
let's
be
see.
cool in theory.
Yeah. Devin says his Christmas decorations are already up.
There you go.
Diego says if you decorate before Thanksgiving, I better not see any dinner plates from Thanksgiving on your social media.
Why does that matter?
Because you can't celebrate one holiday before the other
Yes,
one.
you can.
No.
Yes, you can. I celebrate the 4th of July every day. I wake up and just love being free.
Oh, my God.
Absolutely.
Oh, my goodness.
We hosted Thanksgiving last year, and there was a Christmas tree in the background of some of our pictures.
Why
And
is
it's not a
that
little
seems
Christmas
like
tree.
that
It's
seems
a
like a you
10-foot
thing to
tall
do.
Christmas tree.
That seems like a you thing to do.
Yeah.
We got to get rid of that tree.
Bah humbug. No, it was there because she decorated earlier last year. She actually waited till this weekend. Last year was the 1st of November.
I remember that. 'cause
August 1st fall decorations came out.
First.
August 1st fall decorations came out. You remember that?
Diego says now he's definitely going to take one of our spots on the podcast.
Because we got fired.
We got fired. Well, since we got fired, we got hours to do this now. We can just never.
Yeah, I just won't even go back down to the
Yeah.
office. Just go down to my car and leave.
Other than that, let's see. We got 62% saying no now, so we got more people voting no. You are just absolutely losing this battle.
That's fine. I'll die on this hill. I'll die.
We need Shanae on here.
She's mean to me. So my thing is if somebody does it, leave them alone about it. You know, because like I said, my little brother, he was like, "What are you guys doing that for? You know, we haven't had the bird yet." And it's like, why do you care? You don't live here. You don't have to look at it. So like last night, I woke up and went to my kitchen. The master bedroom's on our first floor, so I walked past my living room, which was just lit up with nice lights, and there was like we have the Scentsy things that go into the Christmas tree that make it smell like the mountains, you know, and or like the forest, not the mountains.
Like the mountains.
And so as I'm walking by, I was like, man, this is a really nice atmosphere because you know all the other lights are off, and it's just like you can see the glow of the trees. And oh, by the way, we have 5 trees.
You have 5 trees in your house?
Her goal is 6 for the year.
What?
Yeah.
Where? I know where 2 of them would be.
There's 2 on the fireplace. They're only like 3 or 4 footers. Then obviously the big one,
then
there's.
I figured there's one down in the
There's
basement.
another. Nope. No, my sister will have one. Yeah, but their cat attacks it, so yeah, so they have to like hide
That's
it.
funny.
Yeah, and so then there's like a 5-footer that's over by the kitchen, and then on that big bay window out overlooking my driveway, I have my little thin blue line. It's a white flock tree, and I have my blue lights and my blue ornaments on it.
Real quick, I want to point this out. I was wondering if somebody was gonna mention this. If you guys haven't seen, I'm gonna move this cup. We have 5 phones in front of us. Leon mentioned this. He goes, "You guys have 5 phones in front of you." 100%.
Somebody's got to run the company.
When we tell you guys that sometimes it takes us a minute to get to the phone, this is why.
Yeah, we have two missed calls in the last 3 minutes.
That's that one. I've got one here.
Another one for
one
me.
here.
And my personal, surprisingly, is empty.
Mine's always empty. The only people.
Sad. I was
Not
like,
really.
I was gonna make fun of you for a second. I was like, that's awful. Just be mean to him on air.
Don't you dare. 400 kittens. I know who you are. Don't you dare do that.
400 kittens.
He goes, time to call them all at once. No, don't you dare.
400 kittens. That's a funny.
I
screen
swear,
name.
for those of you who know those numbers, if you start spam calling,
Yeah, I will write you up.
suspensions for everybody.
Yeah.
No,
No. We need you to work. I'll just write you up. It'll go on your record for.
But yeah, so when we tell you guys that we stay fairly busy with phones, like this is what we're talking about here. We brought it up in the past, but
Give us some
usually we only
grace.
have 1 or 2 phones here in front of us, or we have 3, which would be like my personal, my work, and then his personal, or he'll have his work up here, and then and so this is the full extent of what we get every day.
Like I said, if you arrange them just right and you have like popcorn kernels, they'll actually pop.
Leon, don't you?
microwave.
He's encouraging it. Call them now.
Why? Why would you put that bad juju on me, Ricky Bobby?
Yeah, I see you're laughing there. Don't start with me.
We got quite a few viewers today.
We do. We
Fantastic.
especially everybody's
We're
now
gonna
that
make
everybody knows the phones are there too. I have a feeling
We were
going
going
to
to make a quick podcast, but now we might have to extend it a little bit. I've got
No, don't you?
Mr. Roses is helping us with watching for coverage right now, so we have a little bit of a break in the action.
we got yeses. We got yeses matching up with no's now. It's 50-50.
Yes.
10 votes, 50-50
yes,
team.
Team yes.
So, Chad, if you don't know, we have a little poll going up there. It says, do you decorate for Christmas before Thanksgiving, or do you do it afterwards?
You know, and I'd be interested to know. There goes one of your phones. Actually, that's a number I've seen pop up a few times. If I see the one thing to remember, guys, if you call and we don't answer, please do not immediately, unless it's an emergency, you should be calling 911. But please do not call immediately again. I guarantee you we answer this every time. Yeah, I'm giving you the same number now. I guarantee you that we're probably on it with someone else, or we have to step away for a minute. So we will call back. We always do.
And the big thing there,
5 or
guys,
6
is if
people
you
call
call the lieutenant number and you don't get an immediate response, give it a couple of minutes and wait for a call back. And within 5 minutes, if you don't get a call back, call again. But give us some time because we're always, as you see, there's 5 phones in front of us, and 2 of them were just going off.
And now I'm getting anxiety, so I have to reach back out to some of these because I don't like to get behind.
Gary, it was you. Yeah.
Write-ups.
I knew I thought I recognized that number.
I will share your number with YouTube, and I will tell them to call you.
No, we won't.
Don't test me.
So yeah, but like we said, give it a couple of minutes. Wait for us to call back. If not within 5 minutes, try again. But give us that time because, like you see here, there are 5 phones. That's exactly it, Devin. 5 to 10 minutes. If you don't hear back, then call again. But other than that, hit us up in the poll. Let us know what you guys think.
What are they saying? Sorry, I had to do that because I get anxiety.
Yeah,
if I get behind.
they're all laughing at you.
That's fine. Laugh at me all you want. I can be the punching bag.
Diego, thanks for joining us. Have fun at the gym. Don't hurt yourself, please. Stay safe. If you guys go to the gym, don't overexert yourselves. I know they're trying to get stronger, but please don't overtax yourselves.
Yes, do it.
It's a good way to get hurt very quickly.
Do it healthy.
But okay, would you
What else
stop?
we got?
You're making me nervous.
There's like 5 in a row, and it was before we told them to spam call us.
We didn't, Leon.
Yeah, before our boss did. He just throws a wrench in the mix. What else? Oh, so that was the other thing. I think having Gary. Thanks, Gary. Having kids and not having how does he have my work number?
You called him.
Having kids and not having kids. I think that would play into it a little bit because obviously you want to decorate for little kids.
Not for
we
not for
decorate for
Christmas
our dog.
beforehand.
Eli likes
Did you
having
just say you
decorations.
decorate?
Yes. Eli enjoys a nicely decorated house. He has Christmas sweaters he wears too.
No.
Yep.
Oh
I have a
my God.
90-pound blue pit bull with cropped ears, so he looks like a gargoyle. And there's nothing more heartwarming than when he comes around the corner in his onesie pajamas. He loves them because he's short-haired, so he gets cold.
God, I hope Leon's still on this and he's listening to you right now.
That's his grandson.
No, I know it is.
Yeah.
I just want him to make sure. I just want to make sure that he knows that you dress him up.
Yeah. Oh, he knows. You've seen it. At first, I was like,
I've never seen him in a one. I've seen him in a sweater.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was
asked
an
my wife-
all the time occurrence.
My
though.
wife's like, we're going to get him an outfit. I said, absolutely not. And then when I saw how much, because when he goes out to do his business, we'll let him roam because we got a privacy fence all around. So he goes out there and does his thing, and he likes being outside and playing and being a dog. But he'll come back and he'll shiver. And so I was like, all right, I get it. And so she got him like a really nice jacket and like all these clothes.
Don't tell me it zips.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Otherwise, they're just hang loose. No, he.
That's my bubby.
That's my bubby. That he pointed that out to me. Because anytime you
so
see
you
an
know
animal-
that they dress him up then.
we don't dress him up.
But that's what you're saying.
No, like
you put him
sweaters
in
and
onesies.
jackets.
That's dressing him up.
No, it's warm. Dressing him up is like putting him in overalls and like making him wear a hard hat. Like, no, we don't do that.
I see you doing that
that's
too.
Dumb. No, I told Shania that's a hard no. But because he enjoys, he loves being hot. Like that dog will lay in the sun. He just loves being hot, and he's short haired and he's muscular, so he's got no fat on him. He's got no insulation, and so I don't mind it, especially when like you'll go like, do you want to put on a sweater? And he'll go, and he'll get up, he'll go over to the washroom, and there's a rack of them.
Oh,
and we'll let him pick it out. He kind of, he doesn't really pick it out, but we're like this one. He's like, or this one, and so he.
They're doing it again. They're spamming.
Don't know if it was important. Oh, sorry.
So,
but yeah, so he gets his sweaters. He loves. I mean, there's not. You can't be mad at him. Like he'll bark and I'll
Him,
yell.
no, you a little bit.
Because he's loud, and he'll come like around the corner in his onesie. I'm like, oh my goodness. But yeah,
It's
Leon pointed out that I say that's my bubby.
That's my bubby. Yeah.
All the dogs I see. Oh, hey there, bubby.
Yeah.
Yep, because I like dogs more than I like people. And that is a fact.
That's a normal thing, though. I think almost everybody likes dogs more than they like people.
How
Now-
people treat animals versus how they treat other human beings. I judge people more on how they treat animals. How you could ever hurt an animal that's never done anything to you. That's
I will say one thing. That it's
mind blowing.
The one thing that always got me, and I haven't had a dog for a little bit now, unfortunately. Mine passed away a while back. I will say that there is something about coming home, and no matter how bad your day was, no matter what's going on, coming home and knowing that there's that one creature, that one family member that's always happy to see you.
Yeah. My wife could be off work early and sit on the couch. Yeah, he's home. But then as soon as because Eli will see me through that bay window, and I'll watch him because he'll watch. He's got his little stoop.
Oh, he loves that
his
bay
little
window.
stoop
Yeah.
he stands on, and I see him. And then as soon as I get to the steps, he'll disappear because he
goes around to the
front
door.
Yeah. And I can hear his tail just because my steps are right there by the front door to upstairs, and you can just hear him pounding it. That tail is a weapon.
That tail is lethal.
Is a weapon.
God.
Especially when he's
I
excited.
remember
just gets
standing
going.
next to him when that tail was going off. I thought he was going to break my leg.
Yeah, I should have brought him in over the weekend. I actually
Nobody.
thought about it.
Okay, Gary. Nobody get me a puppy for Christmas.
Is that him saying get you a puppy?
Yes. Gary goes. Somebody get Coop a puppy for Christmas.
Oh, did we get
No.
you a puppy? That's a
No.
big commitment. It's a big commitment.
I am not ready to have another dog at the
And
moment.
that's another thing that upsets me is people are like, oh, it'd be cute to have a golden retriever underneath the tree, and then 2 years later they rehome them because they're allergic.
There's a lot of stuff that goes along with it.
Yeah.
The No's are winning
15.
back in the poll again. Thank you.
Of course. Team yes.
12 votes and more no's than yeses. I'll take it. I am good with that.
What else?
2, but I don't like being around them too often, mainly because how many times I've been I've been attacked and chewed up.
By dogs?
I mean, it depends on how you treat them. I mean, I do. I used to do more training with Titus, which is the owner of our company's dog. I did protection training with him, and when I'm not wearing the bite suit, he's a lovable dog. You know.
Oh yeah, he's
Absolutely
a
sweetheart. But when I'm wearing that bite suit, man, there's a killer there. You can you see it in his eyes. He's ready, and it's all right. But it's just one of those. It's. I think every dog has that mindset. Is if they're protecting or something like that, then they're going to be They're going to be protective,
Yeah.
and when they're in that lovey-dovey mode, which 99% of dogs have more of the lovey-dovey mode than they do anything else, which is really a good thing. But I think it really kind of depends on how you treat them most of the time when it comes to stuff like that. No cats. I don't do cats. I don't. Not that I don't like them, but I don't.
My wife's super allergic.
Cats are more volatile.
Oh,
And
they're sneaky. They're mischievous.
I like my sofa. I like my TV and where it is.
Yeah, cats are. My sister has one. He's a very feral cat. He's a sweetheart if he knows you, and so I've learned to feed him over time because that's a way to an animal's heart is through the food or through the stomach. Especially when you're gutting a deer too. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
I used to have a cat, a few cats growing up, and food only works for so long as like a treatment for getting them to like you. Eventually, if they don't like you,
That's
they're
how you
gonna
bait them in first.
Yeah. No, I tried that. It didn't work. It worked for like 6 months, and the cat caught on to me. Yes, Gary, that's exactly it. They like to break your furniture. They like to break your stuff, and I'm just not in it. Yeah, see, and that's why I don't like cats. Right there, torn to shreds chair. I am perfectly good not having my couch just torn up. That was the one thing I liked about my dog. Any of the dogs I've ever had have never torn up furniture or equipment or anything like that. I've had to replace a bunch of carpet in my life, but that's expected.
Yep. Eli's been pretty good. He had one accident when he was really young, and it was because it was my fault, and he's never had an accident.
Buckman says Ted Nugent loves cats. That's out of the blue, but I'll take it.
All
I don't know
right.
how you know that, but we'll take it.
Good for Ted.
Let's see.
I feel like that's some sort of inside joke.
I don't know. Feral dogs. Oh, so you had more feral dogs that you were dealing with that. Yeah, well,
Well, I mean, it's an animal. It's going to protect itself.
you got to think,
you know?
every animal that is out there is going to have some sort of basic instinct, and
They survive differently than we do.
they're not designed. I mean, if you honestly look at it, they weren't designed for domestication.
Yeah.
You know, we did that for us, which has turned out great in most cases, but when it gets down to the base core of it, every animal out there is an animal. They all have basic instincts to survive and eat and breed.
And most of it is the feeding process, because you see those in captive tigers and lions, people rub it on them and play with them, which would be so cool because they're such big, just majestic beasts, and but those things are farm fed. They don't have to go fight for their
But
food.
see, even so, like,
and even then they can still turn.
I watch a guy. He does videos. I watch him on YouTube, but he does videos about. He teaches you about. He's got hyenas and wolves and a bunch of other predatory animals like that. And they're in cages. They're all captive raised, but they're all still wild animals.
Yeah.
And so he'll have people
always
ask him
remember that.
questions on it, and we'll go, and he'll answer it. Oh, aren't you worried about them biting you or them doing this? And one of the videos, he goes, well, when they play and they get rough like that, they're treating me like part of the pack.
Right.
And so they're playing with me, biting on me like they would bite on one of their brothers or sisters. And the human body, and he showed his arms. I mean, he's just covered in bruises. He goes,
Yeah.
the human body wasn't designed for
Right.
it, so it hurts.
Yeah,
He goes,
see, that's
"But
where I'd be
there's
like,
no
"Nah,
malice
I'm
behind
good."
it.
I'll go pet him through a cage or something. But no, there was that guy that went and lived with those bears. I don't remember his name. This is a couple years ago, or I'm sure somebody probably knows or could look it up. This guy went and lived with bears for like a year out in the wild, and then one day they just found him like all tore up.
Yeah,
I mean, it's gonna
that's the thing.
happen
Every wild they're all wild animals, you know. And as much as he's been working with those animals, and they know him and they love him, and you can tell in the videos that they care for him, they're wild animals. And he even says it. I have the understanding that eventually one of these animals might attack me.
Right.
He goes, I'm not going to be mad at him for it because
Was
that's
it,
their instinct.
Yeah, Siegfried and Roy or whatever.
Yeah. Well, there was supposedly some other stuff going on with that one.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not getting into
Tiger
it.
King.
Let's
love
see,
that
protect
show.
itself, not when they're in packs. Even in packs, they do it. Get jumped by 2 shepherds and have to fight for my life. Well,
Yikes.
that'll do it.
Yeah.
You should see how vicious bobcats can be. They're as cuddly as you think. Yeah, they're
I don't
not
know.
as
Those
cuddly.
little kitties, they seem kind of cuddly.
I mean, bobcats are wild, man. I wouldn't want to be around one of those.
No, I'll just stick to my dogs. We're gonna.
Timothy Treadwell.
That might have been the guy's name. I
That's
yes,
what Gary says. It's Timothy Treadwell.
probably.
We're still holding strong on the no decorating Christmas before Thanksgiving.
Holding strong is, and what's our percentage now?
62% no, 38% yes.
ground.
Buckman says Bear Grylls. Bear Grylls does a lot of wild stuff.
Yeah, he's not dead.
No.
No.
But he
Well,
does
he
more.
doesn't do a lot of animal. He eats weird stuff.
There was a one I saw that he went like I was like, this dude, you're out there now. Like you need to rein it back in.
Yeah, he's. I mean, it's all for viewership, and I've also heard that.
Gary says he Googled it.
Okay, I figured he doesn't like, and he never claims to, but like he doesn't stay out there. Him and his crew, and the real hero of that show is the dude carrying around an HD camera on the side of a rock cliff, while
60
Bear Grylls has
a
got his
60-pound
full,
camera.
full hands. Yeah, and they actually did a special about that. Those guys are pretty BA. So they're all like SF and they're XSF and stuff like that.
Well,
so.
you have to be.
Yeah, to
do
even want
some-
to do that.
to even
the
want
crazy
to?
part is like Bear won't sleep out there overnight. I'd rather sleep in a tent overnight than eat like one of those slugs that he had that one time that was like in a log, and when he bit into it, it exploded everywhere. Like that's disgusting, disgusting.
I don't know.
And
I
then
think if it came down to a timber survival, I think I could manage it. But
he
outside of
literally
that, eh.
squeezed the moisture out of elephant dung. Yeah,
that's possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like it looks like, you know, when you dissect an owl in school, they have like all that
Yeah.
kind of half digested, but
Yeah.
it's like feathery
Yeah.
or like hair. That's what it looks like.
Ugh.
And he just like
that's gross.
drank it. Yeah, and I'm like, you don't have to do that. There's probably do with the water bottle
Look,
right behind you.
there's
Yeah.
guy with the water bottle's right there. He's
Yeah.
not going to let you die.
Ugh. I mean,
let's
but
see.
that's what got him famous, and good for him.
Let's see. What's your favorite breed of dog? I'd have to go with German Shepherd personally.
I've got quite a few. It depends on what I want it for. If I would have had the house I have now 10 years ago or 7 years ago when I bought Eli, I would have gotten a lab or a German Shepherd. It's just so much yard, and like Eli loves it, but he's more of a bougie couch potato.
That's an understatement.
He loves hanging out at the house, laying in the sun, and eating string cheese and treats and getting scratches, but. With that yard, when inevitably, someday Eli won't be here, and I don't want to think about it, but I will probably go to like a chocolate lab or like a German Shepherd, just because I've got the property for it now.
I love it. I've had 5 German Shepherds, 2 pit bulls, a Rottweiler, and this was all when I was a kid.
I wouldn't mind getting a Rottie.
And they're
great
fun.
dogs, yeah.
They're smart. They're smart as
Yeah.
all get up.
Most dogs are smarter than people give him credit for. Like Eli,
absolutely.
he is.
Eli plays.
He's
plays.
smart.
He plays stupid.
He's smart, and he knows.
My dog used to do the same thing. His
Yeah.
name was Dusty.
That's right. I
And-
was trying to remember what
And
what his name
I'm gonna
was.
probably catch a lot of flack for it, but he was a Chihuahua, and I got
Nothing
him.
wrong with that.
I got him as a rescue, and I had him forever. But he was it's the same thing. He loved to sunbathe and stuff like that. But he played stupid.
Yeah, they
a
do.
lot of the time.
They
And it's
do.
like I know you know this because I've seen you do this, and I know you understand
Right.
me. You're doing it on purpose.
They do it for attention.
Yeah, but he'd always get this I'd call him out on it, and it's I don't know. It's not weird to me to say, but I'd call him out on it, and he'd like tilt his head, and it's almost like he was smiling, like I
Yeah.
caught him in the middle of it,
Yep.
and then he'd go do it, and I'm like, oh, I swear, like you're antagonizing me.
Yeah, the last time we had to take Eli to the vet, he's So obviously he's a pit bull. He's real muscular. He comes from a really good bloodline, so his power to weight ratio is effective or affects his hips because he cuts in the yard. If he goes linear, he's good, but when he starts making cuts, he kind of strains his hips and ligaments and stuff. So he'll kind of whine and hobble around. So we took him to the vet, and because he was jumping into the bed, and he was just getting in. I'm like, oh my god, he's dying. Let's take him to the vet, And we took him, and the vet kind of looks at us and goes, yeah, he played you guys like a fiddle. He's perfectly fine.
I remember that because you left. You went running out.
Yep. Eli's like, my wife's like, we got to take Eli to the vet. Like something's wrong, and it's gotten worse. And so we get there, and he's like, no, he just wanted you to spend time with him at home. I was like, you little son of a, what?
Turd.
Yeah. And he gives you those puppies. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, dang it. We still got to get you a pup cup on the way home because you did good for the vet.
Let's see. Warden says the Great Dane are the great giant protectors, which is just a big old baby.
Yep.
That's 100% true.
Yeah. I've had Day Bordeaux's, which are like French Mastiffs, the Turner and Hooch dog, 2 of those.
Yep.
Biggest babies I've ever had. You talk about lazy dogs.
I had a friend with a.
I had to like force him to get up to
What
go
are
to
those
the
ones? A
bathroom.
pug. I had a friend.
I want one.
I had a friend with 2 pugs, and you want to talk about the most like stuck up
Sausage.
like just this.
There's a round sausage.
Just this dog that's entitled dog. Like I've never seen a dog more entitled than the 2 pugs he had.
That's
I
why
swear.
I want one, because Eli is partial to my wife, so he's always spending time with
That's not
her.
true. That's not true. He's partial to Leon.
Yeah, well, he likes Leon, my wife, and my mother, because they feed him table food, which I do too.
I was gonna say, I'm
I just
pretty
don't
sure.
admit to it, but
Live on camera for everybody to see. Shanae, I hope you're watching. You
but
just admitted
I
to
want a
it.
pug, because Eli, like I said, he'll be excited when I come home. He's all, tail wagging, smiling, wants to scratches, does his little zoomies, and then he's like, all right, I'm done with you, and he goes over to my wife and hangs out with her. I'm like, well, I get no love.
I wasn't done with
I
you.
just get used, yeah. And so I want a little pug that'll snuggle up on the couch with me, or hide underneath the dinner table I can throw scraps to, and just as he waddles around, that little pug face. They're so ugly, they're cute.
Yeah. Diego says, well, I'm back. Car won't start. The battery's dead. You could.
He's
Well,
just
it's
right
leg
over
day.
there.
You could always walk to the gym.
He's right over there, isn't he?
Yeah.
Diego, hang tight. When we get off here, I'll swing on over and see if we can get you
I
jumped.
don't think we have anybody.
Me.
That's the only thing we got.
Yeah. We'll get you taken care of, buddy. Just hang
Everybody's
tight.
busy.
Just hang tight as we're sitting here podcasting.
Right.
We know an officer's needed.
So for anybody who's still here who hasn't voted, go ahead and throw a vote in there. We got 13 votes of decorating for Christmas before Thanksgiving. I think everybody here has voted. Let's see. Gary says mine are pretty spoiled too. They all get hot dogs when I that's 100%. Yeah. Dusty, when I would cook anything meat, would stand at the kitchen because he knew that he wasn't allowed in the kitchen. Otherwise, he would stand at my feet and just look up. And it's like, quit, I'm going to step on you. Stop it. You're all of 4 pounds. I will step on you and smash you. So he stayed out of the kitchen. But he'd always sit there with his head around the corner and just peeking out at you. Just like, hey, can I get a little bit of that? It's like, go away, you little.
You want to know a funny story about hot dogs?
The one thing that you couldn't do with mine before you start yours.
Go ahead.
You couldn't put a drink down. Alcoholic
knock
or
it over,
non-alcoholic.
spill it.
No, he would drink it.
Really?
Yeah.
Put his
So-
little apple-shaped head in there.
No,
little
dude, he would,
chihuahua head.
I had a drinking glass for like, not crystal, but it was faux crystal.
Right.
And I set it on the ground one day, and it was a rum and Coke, and it was probably rum and Coke.
Yeah.
And I had it stirred together, and I set
Blur
it on
that out.
and it was I set it down on the ground, and I was watching TV, and then like about a minute goes by, and I hear Dusty drinking, and I was like, why isn't the water's not in the living room? And I look down, and I look down, he's got his little head in my drink,
Get a little buzz.
and he had like half of my drink
Oh
by
my
the time I
God.
realized it.
That's like half his body weight.
So I called the vet, and I was like, I think my dog's gonna die.
Yeah.
Like he just drank half of my rum and Coke, and
It was
the
a
vet,
stiff one.
the vet started laughing. He goes, he's gonna be fine. He goes, he's not gonna walk right.
Yeah.
He's gonna seem
Might
intoxicated.
get sick a little bit.
And so next thing I know, like I get off the phone with the vet, and I look for Dad. I start calling him. Next thing I know, he's laying over, passed out in the bedroom, just tongue out. And I was like,
Oh, yeah.
I checked, make sure he was breathing. And I was like, psh, passed out drunk, you alcoholic.
Yeah, yeah. Eli gets a beer every once in a while. If he's got like sometimes he'll have like phlegm or a piece of grass caught in his throat, and so he's like, ha! And I'll do that like every 5 seconds over in the corner. I'm like, dude, stop! And he just keeps doing it. Just like, ha! And like he can't get it out. So the vet even told me, because pit bulls are known for that,
Yeah.
just because they eat so fast and they're just try to ram it down there, and they'll get stuff caught. And so they said, give him something frothy I was like a beer? He's like, yeah, just give him like
Give
half
him-
a
give
Bud
him-
Light or something, and it helps
Clear 'em out.
regulate their
Yeah.
throat. And so ever since then, on his birthday he gets one. On New Year's he gets his favorite is Coors. He had a banquet with Dad. So
Yeah, he did.
He likes his beer, but yeah, never too much. And yeah, he'll just go lay in the sun and take a nap.
Diego says he's in Gladstone.
Never mind.
Buckman says Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Changed my mind. Now, here's the thing, Buckman.
I would agree with you.
I 100% agree with you. The only downside to that is, unfortunately, the main character of that, Mr. Willis himself, says that it is not a Christmas movie. Which,
He doesn't get to dictate
which
that.
hurt my
Just
soul.
act, Bruce. Just
which,
act.
which hurt my soul when that came out. But I 100% agree with you. Die Hard is a
What's
Christmas
that plaza
movie.
place called again? I can't remember the name of it.
In the movie?
Yeah, the something plaza, and it's all decorated for Christmas.
Yeah.
I watched it the other day. I
see,
forgot how
here's-
bad parts of that movie
Dude,
are,
it's
though.
bad.
Yeah, like the shooting scenes
or the
so
the fake feet that are actually shoes that you can plainly see where it cuts
Yeah.
off. No, and that's the thing is like, and where I think where the argument comes from for that particular thing is people say, well, just because it was shot during Christmas doesn't mean it's for Christmas. And I go,
No, I wouldn't
no,
say it's for
Christmas.
Christmas.
It's a Christmas movie because it's shot during Christmas, which
Yeah.
makes it a Christmas movie.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, perfect example.
Yeah.
My wife and I watched it last year. I love that movie.
Yamaguchi Tower.
Maybe that's what it is.
One-
Yeah. No, there's something
Chat,
plaza.
something having chat's amazing
Yeah,
sometimes.
It's like the Carrington something Plaza is in the Die Hard movie. I don't know if it's the Christmas one or not, but no. So like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Nakatomi.
That's what it is.
Nakatomi Power.
Yes, Plaza or Power or whatever. Yeah, that's what it is. I knew it was something with an I.
Yamaguchi. Thank you, Gary.
Yamo, be there one more time.
You got to Google that, man. You can't just give me a name. You got to Google it. Thank you, Leon, for telling us what it was.
See, Leon would know. But so Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, that's a holiday. It's a Thanksgiving, Christmas movie to me. It's not so much a Christmas movie, but it's set for him getting home from the
Yeah.
holidays. You know, and like if you haven't seen, most people have probably seen the movie Due Date with Zach Galifianakis and Robert Downey Jr. That is a spin-off, or not a spin-off, but that is a copy of the original, which is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And I even think there's an earlier version of that from like the 30s or 40s, and so I'm sure the chat will correct me, but most of the really good movies we have nowadays are from originals from the 30s, 40s, and 50s.
Yeah, they're
That's when
just
cinema
remakes.
was really good. Yeah,
Gremlins is too. Gremlins is not a Christmas movie.
it's a Christmas theme.
It's Christmas
Yeah.
theme, yeah.
So like obviously the Grinch, Christmas movie.
Yeah.
But Die Hard, I wouldn't say it's a Christmas movie, but it's a
It's a
movie you
Christmas
can
movie.
watch around Christmas.
I watch it every Christmas.
Yeah. And if that's what you do, then
Is too.
The Muppets Christmas Carol. We watch it
I
every
said
Christmas.
I admitted that it was a Christmas movie. All right.
Leon, get mad at you about that?
Leon Buckman.
You pissed everybody off with that comment.
Whoa.
Go Raiders. It's Chiefs' rival.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. But no.
Canceled. And we're blocking Buckman. No.
What was I just going to say? Muppets Christmas Carol. We watched it every Christmas.
Yeah, that's another good
I
one.
love that one. The little Rizzo the rat. He's my favorite character in the whole show.
Gizmo was a Christmas present. Gary, okay, I admitted it's a Christmas movie. I was wrong.
Gizmo was Gizmo
The Gremlin.
the gremlin. We might watch that one. We've been looking for a good Christmas movie. Christmas with the Cranks, fantastic.
That's a good
Christmas
movie.
I love it.
It's been a while since I've seen that one.
That's a good one. It's got Dan Aykroyd in it. It can't be bad.
So Leon, real quick, do you are you saying is 2 to the Gremlins, or are you saying is 2 to Die Hard? I got to know that one. It's important to me. I got to know if you think Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
I'm sure he's.
Cancel McFarlane for the Raiders comment.
That's why I said it. I hate the Raiders. Trust me, they're awful too. I don't know how you could like a team like that. The worst part about the Raiders, like the KU, is their fans.
Careful.
Is their
Okay,
fans.
Gremlins is a Christmas movie. Okay.
Raiders fans are awful. They're violent and mean.
Well, most fans can be. It's
Yeah,
the
but
extremes.
They're worse.
So is Die Hard. Okay, so you agree. Okay, so you agree with Die Hard. I'm okay.
Yeah, I would say it is.
It hurt my soul when he came out and said that. It was a roast. I think it was his roast, and he came out and said that, and I was like, that hurts my soul, Bruce.
Who did?
Bruce. He came out and said that Die Hard wasn't a Christmas movie. I think it was a comedy roast. I think it was his. And he goes, "There's one thing that everybody is confused on, and it's not a Christmas movie." And like the whole crowd got all mad at him. I was like, no, I'm pretty sure it is. At least everybody
Well,
else.
and that leads us back to kind of the whole beginning of this topic is if someone does something during the holidays, whether that's decorate early, not decorate at all,
Lethal Weapon Christmas movie?
which one?
That's a good question. Which one?
I don't
Leon?
remember one that's Christmassy. Is that
Leon?
the one where the house blows up at the end?
Don't they all blow? Buckman said I was going to say that too. First one.
Wow,
I don't know.
That's an old. I don't even know if I've ever seen the first one. Dude.
I
That's
have a long
early
time ago.
80s.
Buckman said the same thing. Buckman, you can't repeat him. Okay, that's not how this works. You got to be the first comment on
The
it.
repeater. Give him the repeater.
But I'd have to rewatch it again because it's been a long, long time since I've seen Lethal Weapon, the first one.
The first one, the one I remember is the one with Jet Li. I think that was Lethal Weapon 4, which was probably the worst of them, but that's like one of the only ones I remember.
I think anytime you put a sequel on a movie, it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse.
See, I think so
personally.
too. Oh, perfect transition here, segue. There's a new Christmas Story coming out, and I just want it to be known. This movie is Vince Vaughn's production company. Vince Vaughn makes good movies.
Yeah.
You know, there's some Delivery Man, some other ones. You know, he's just trying to get some cash, which is fine. I can't blame
It
the guy.
happens.
Can't blame him. He's probably got a lot of bills and a lot of houses.
Stop
But-
trying to cancel us, Buckman.
Buckman, we're going to cancel you. But so there's a new Christmas Story movie coming out, and it's a sequel to the original, which I mean that's
this
like
the
holy
Christmas
holy
Story?
ground. Yes,
Yeah,
Christmas Story.
yeah, I heard about
you know,
this.
Ralphie and all that. It's like holy ground. You,
But here's
you
the
can't
thing.
touch it. But
Here's the thing: they came out saying that they waited this long
that's
for
what
a
I told you.
particular
This.
reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
For tone. And if I couldn't have thought of a better word to describe what makes a Christmas Story good, because I mean I don't even like it anymore. I've seen it so many times, but I can remember the original few is the narrator. And the tone of the movie, the camera it's shot with, because
Yeah.
that was made in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
But like late 80s. And everybody, or maybe early, I don't know. But it seems like the movie was made in the 50s, you know, or 60s because of the tone of the movie. And so Vince Vaughn said 4 years in production, and they waited until all the pieces fell into place and everything was done to where they could create the same tone. So I'm optimistic about
I'm going to be honest. When you started describing it, I was very optimistic about
Yeah,
it.
because, yeah, you don't
says,
touch-
Diego says he can't wait.
That'd be like making a Sandlot 2. It's like, no.
No, that's
You just couldn't do it. And I'm pretty sure they probably made like 4 or 5 of them.
By the way, we're at the 14 votes. 64% say no. 36% say yes. You're losing.
That's fine. I don't
You're
care.
losing.
I said I'll die on this hill.
Oh man, that's good. Well, it's been 48 minutes. Paul Blart and Mall Cop is a Christmas movie.
I actually
mean,
just watched it for the first time with my
think it's shot
wife.
in
She goes, "Is this
Christmas,
what you
isn't
do at work?"
Yes, Shanae.
I
Yes,
was
it
like,
is.
I may have a belly like him, but we don't have cool segways.
I don't. Segways aren't cool. They're not.
There's no way to be cool on a Segway.
No. Hold
Not
on.
at
I
all.
gotta turn around. Give me
Yeah,
a second.
Yeah. No, he's pretty funny. But my favorite, he goes, when you pull somebody over on your Segway and it's like somebody in the mall and one of those little mark carts, he goes, you want to reach back like you have a gun. We don't have a gun, but to create the illusion you have a gun. I was like, that's the worst thing you could probably possibly do, aside from carrying a fake gun.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a good one.
You know, it's
I'm
funny.
pretty
is-
optimistic. I
you
think
know,
it's
for the longest
mid-December.
time, I didn't know that they actually sold that as a
The
BB
Red
gun.
Rider?
Yeah.
It came out after the movie.
I know, but what I was
Yeah.
saying is after I saw the movie, I didn't know
Yeah.
it was an actual thing. And then
I'm
I
pretty
was
sure I
walking
had
through
one.
Walmart after Christmas. I think it was like
Oh, yeah.
5
they
years
always
ago.
pop up around Christmas
And
time.
bam, there it was. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, I'm going to own one of those.
Yep. I had a
And
bunch of BB guns
now
growing
own,
up.
Now I own 2.
I think my brother still has a BB like in his elbow somewhere that like never came out that I hit him with. We should shoot each other all the time with
I got
those. It is a wonder we don't have missing eyeballs.
So I have I got one on my lower right leg, I think. I'm trying to remember because we used to play BB
And
Wars.
there's the old metal ones too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they make metal ones anymore, but
We use our voices.
for what?
I don't know. That's what Gary said. He
What?
said we use our voices, and he put it in quotes in capital letters.
I don't remember that one.
I don't know.
You got me stumped. Any other good Christmas movies before we shut her down for today? I'm trying to think of
What do you
one.
got? Mall Cop. And he says it's from Mall Cop. We use our voices.
Oh, that's right. Yes. And when he's talking about the gun thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I had just seen that for the first time, so I haven't seen it a bunch.
never
Never
seen it.
quotes. It's funny. It's funny. The second one's pretty
Is
funny.
it satire humor or is it like funny?
It's funny. I mean, it's just stupid. I
Is it
mean, you might
Your joke funny or my joke funny?
not your. It's better than your joke funny. I've got good jokes. I still can't believe I got yelled at for a joke you told. That's unbelievable. But that's how bad the joke was. And the joke heard around the world. But no, it's you would. I mean, it's funny, especially being in the security industry. Like we obviously don't do like mall cop stuff. We carry guns and deal with kind of higher crime areas. But it's just funny because being in the industry and it's like,
Yeah.
it's some of the stuff and like he's like way gung ho and the rest of the crew is like, dude, we're mall cops. Yeah, we're mall security. Like, chill out, dude. He like radio and he's trying to impress a girl. So he's like radioing. And the guy's like, why are you telling me this? He's like, I'm 1092, 1044 with a suspect vehicle, and it's just like. He's like, what? And he's like eating a sandwich in like the security room. It's funny. I would definitely watch it if you got nothing else better to do.
Let's see. Gary, when are we going to hear the joke? Remember we brought it up?
Oh, wait. We have to go back and look if there's enough views on that
There's
video.
not. I've already looked.
Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord, because I will leave.
There wasn't enough. There was enough views, but not enough
I'll
comments.
get my car and drive away because I'll see Leon's face there going, you're letting him tell this joke?
on live.
We'll lose viewership.
I
Which
think
one of these is that the amount of people that have been on or viewed?
so. This is current total views.
Yeah.
General chat. How many are generally chatting at the same
That's
time?
more than we've had in a long time.
This is how many are currently on live with us right now.
Okay, cool.
So over total, we've had that many people view the podcast.
Nice. That's a pretty high number.
No.
Well, we're getting more popular.
Call his bluff, Coop. You know, there's a lot of things that I'll call a bluff on. Telling that joke is not one of them because
Thank
if
you.
Leon is still watching, I think about halfway through because it's a rather long joke. About halfway through, Leon might be beating on the door.
He's
over here.
100 paces from this room, so not even probably. Yeah.
So we're
He
gonna
just went home for the day. Go home, Dad.
let you guys go for the evening. Appreciate you guys joining us. You guys are gonna have one more live podcast with us on this Friday.
Yep.
And then the next two podcasts after that, they're gonna be the pre-recorded. So
Do we have a setup for Friday already? Or I know we have topics. Or
we have topics.
Are we doing a blind video or whatever?
Reaction?
Reaction.
Yeah.
We are. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Those are always good. We get lots of views on those. So
Everybody loves the reaction
don't
videos.
forget to send those reaction videos to Coop or me, and we'll censor them. Well, I'll send them to him because I'm the reaction. He has to see him beforehand so he can edit it and have it to where it's smooth.
I can
and
put
stuff.
the video
Yeah.
in and know where to go
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
So unfortunately,
if you
he
guys,
doesn't have.
if you
the
guys got
luxury.
any videos you guys want that are reactionary stuff like that, let us know. Send them to me and I'll get them all squared away. I keep a little list of them. So
With Coop going on vacation next week, since he is the schedule master, if you guys know you have schedule stuff coming up, reach out to us this week so we get it handled, so we can leave him alone for his vacation because he needs one. And
Ortiz says that means I'm the reaction when I take your spot.
Is that Diego?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we appreciate everybody coming out today. Enjoy the rest of your week. Stay warm. Stay hydrated. And then we will see you guys Friday. It'll be a reaction video. Hopefully we can get Leon, if he's still watching, he'll join us with it. And we'll kind of go from there. So we appreciate everybody joining us. Enjoy the rest of your week. And again, we'll see you guys on Friday.
Take care, guys. Be
Thanks,
careful
guys.
out there.